just to kick us off, why is it a problem if bigger, larger charities are getting a bigger slice of the pie?
Oh, it's not a problem. We all want the big charities to keep on getting the money. They need it and they use it really, really well. But we just want to give local charities their moment in the spotlight, really. These are the sort of charities that, they don't have market for anything, bless them. They don't have marketing. They don't generally get access to press interviews or press publicity. So they're there and they're doing brilliant work in the community. Even local football teams. I know my boys regularly played Sunday league football. And, the coaches who run these clubs are not paid for it. They have to get the kit. They have to beg money from people for kit and what have you. And then, there's volunteers who take people to hospital appointments or pop in and see older people to make sure they're not lonely. There's lots of local charities out there doing things and not really getting their moment in the sun, really.
So let's turn to one. David, thank you for joining us this morning. You're the founder of the Kindness Offensive, which is a charity based in North London. Can you just explain to me what you do, first of all?
Sure. The Kindness Offensive has grown to be the world's largest creators of random acts of kindness. We hold a couple of world records for the largest giveaways ever held in London. We do a variety of different things. We run a free bookshop where people can come in and take away free books. We help startup enterprises with accommodation. We give away language lessons to people recently in from Calais so they can learn to speak English and integrate better. And in fact, as we speak at the moment this week, they are out on our bus, our English students from Calais, giving away gifts randomly as random acts of kindness, engage with the public in London. Bit of a language lesson also, acts of kindness, raising the spirits of Londoners who interestingly seem to get more miserable as we approach Christmas. But there we go.
Yeah, I can certainly sympathise with that.
So can
But
I.
does what Fiona is saying, does that chime with what you're seeing on the ground? I mean, is it more difficult for smaller local charities such as yourselves?
I think it's difficult right across the board. I think, people trying to do good things, it's not easy. And, it's great that the larger charities get the support that they get. They do great work. And I think, there's no one doing good stuff that couldn't use a bit more support. The smaller charities are in their own right very rewarding. They tend to be local. You tend to be able to look people in the eye that you're helping, as opposed to the bigger ones where a lot of the support that's given goes out there and you have no real human connection with it. So there's a lot going for supporting local charities, and they could definitely use a boost from anyone who's interested in doing something. And like I said, it is incredibly rewarding on a level that sometimes the larger charities can't offer that kind of reward because you don't get to look people in the eye, you don't get to have that personal impact and that feeling that you've actually done something meaningful when you've finished helping out or giving your donation.
Fiona, it does seem when we're discussing that, and particularly what David is saying there, there's a sense of deja vu from conversations I've had with local businesses, smaller companies who find it difficult to compete with the enormous, perhaps slicker multinational companies. I mean, is it a case that basically charities are more and more finding the same problems that businesses would?
I think with local charities, they simply haven't got the budget. And as I said before, they haven't got access to press channels or anything really. They just do their work and people who know about them. But this Local Charities Day, I think, is their chance to shout out about what they do as well. Social media is all over the place now. So, you don't necessarily have to walk into your local newspaper and say, please, can I give you an interview about my charity? You can just get on social media. And if people do want to tweet or whatever today, it's hashtag Local Charities Day. You can do that to show your support, or you can do that to shout out and say, I'm a volunteer. I'm raising money for a local scout hut. I'm a volunteer. I'm collecting elderly people from hospital and making sure they're okay at home. I mean, there are all sorts of local people doing brilliant things, and they don't shout enough about it. And that's their chance to do that too.
That kind of support is actually very meaningful. We put up videos on YouTube and stuff, and the number of views shows how people are interested, and that interest we can then turn into more support. So it is actually possible to do something reasonably meaningful from the comfort of your own home just by clicking the links and having a look around and putting a thumbs up or a positive comment. It, does, you may feel that it's a small thing. The accumulated effect shows that the local community is behind what you're doing. And someone like me then has to go to a big company for support or rally more volunteers. If we can show that there's an interest, that's a significant thing.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's without local charities. I don't think we realise how much they're doing, and even big charities actually they have local branches too, and there are local volunteers doing brilliant things there. I know when my dad, he had Alzheimer's, and I had him living independently, and he had carers going in from social services, but I was so worried about his fridge. My husband used to say to me, "You are obsessed by your dad's fridge." I was always thinking, "Oh God, I hope he's got enough food," because I lived about 45 minutes away from him, was working, children, all that sort of stuff. And I actually, a volunteer from Age UK, started doing his shopping for him. So I was then obsessed by the shopping lists, but it really, really helped me and my dad out.
Finally, then, are we still a charitable nation? Is it actually easier or harder to get people involved and to, actually get the funds required?
Well, a third of us regularly give to charity. So, that's not bad. And mainly people give to charity because they have experience of, say someone has Alzheimer's, then they might donate to the Alzheimer's Association or Alzheimer's Research UK or the Alzheimer's Society. But so people tend to access charities through personal sort of interest. But, there are especially in these days and hard times, there are people out there, there's so many homeless people, but you don't always have to give money. You can donate to charity shops. Why not when you're Christmas shopping, go find out where your local charity is and just give them £5 or something. It's that easy, really.
We're an incredibly warm-hearted and generous nation, I think. It doesn't take long. We did a thing called the Everyday Kindness Awards where we had actors struggling in the street, pretending they needed help with a pram up some stairs or they dropped their shopping. And whenever we did a setup, within 30 seconds, people were jumping in to help out.
Yeah.
Kind of indicative of the spirit of the British people. I think, we are helpful, we're generous, and I think it's, times are harder, so we need more support for charities and people doing good things. So in that sense, the bucket's larger than ever to fill, but I think the willingness is there to do it. And if we all do our part, I think we will get there.
Yeah, and I think in big cities, just by smiling at someone, because that
Indeed.
doesn't happen very often in London, in my experience, just by smiling, someone smiles back. And if you can smile and then say, why don't you go to your local charity and give them some money or some help?
Interestingly, it does look from the data that the young actually donate more than the old.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Maybe they've got more money. Maybe they're still working full time. And, once you get to pensionable age and, you haven't got that much spare money, you need it more, I guess.
Maybe acceptance and empathy is a growing set of values.
Yeah.
It's wonderful to know that. If the young people of today are the old people of tomorrow. So
Yeah.
we're looking in good shape. That's the right way
That's
around if you're
true.
going to have it any way around, I guess.
Finally, Fiona, how can people get involved in Local Charity Day?
Well, I think, first of all, if they are a local charity and they're one of these brilliant volunteers, then just get on social media, shout out about it. And I know a lot of older people don't really want to do social media or don't know how to do that. But
Or
you can
find your way onto radio and encourage people to go to thekindnessoffensive.com and watch lots of great videos, including stuff that we've done with the People's Postcode Lottery.
Yeah.
Just if you're lucky enough to find your way on the radio, you should do that as a small charity, I think.
Yeah, you got it from the horse's mouth there. Try and get on local radio and let people know it's happening. Just get on social media. And if you want to find a local charity, then get online and put in what you might be interested in. I don't know, Parkinson's disease, and you can find out in the local area where that charity is and go knock on their door, help them out or give them some money.
I think the fundamental thing to acknowledge is that everyone can make a big difference.
Yeah.
Once you accept that you as a person can spend some time and some resources and have a huge impact, then you just find the best way to do that and you start looking around. A lot of people don't understand that they say, oh, well, I haven't got much time, I haven't got much money, what on earth could I do to make any difference? You can make a huge difference, no matter where you are, what your situation is. We've got refugees today on a bus giving away things, trying to brighten people's lives up. These are guys who have next to nothing. They're giving their time and they are making the world a better place. Everybody can do that. Hold on to that truth and then find a place where it can play out for you.
Fiona, David, thank you very much for your time this morning. Much appreciated.
Thank you.
Thank you.